How you guys doing? I'm very serious about this in reference to the satellite man hurting my asshole and my spinal cord, and the satellite man burning on my penis and balls, the satellite man burning on my spinal cord, and the satellite man burning on my stomach, and their activities of their games and abuses. I'm not playing. It's very serious. So in reference to court cases, these satellite controllers can get put on trial for the death penalty. I'm not gay. Never been gay. These people kidnapped me from my girlfriends or female friends, and they know who they are. These people that's done this. They know what they're up to. They know who these people are. They've known who these satellite controllers are. I've sent pictures of the satellite numbers of the people that are doing it, and these people know which people are doing it. They know I'm not gay. My mother and father had court cases against gay men that kidnapped me when I was a little boy, perverts, and these people are child molesters. These people have held me hostage before. These people demanded ransom from my mother, and that has to be put on the news too. The satellite numbers at this time are... Let me see if we can... You can't really see that, can you? See the numbers? Now, sometimes it doesn't show that they're active, but it does show that, particulars of information of these satellite controller numbers. Like sometimes they're able to block, for some reason, they're able to block it from seeing which ones are doing it. Now, the satellite man's still been hitting me in the teeth and face, and, it's very serious. And I've never been gay. These people have kidnapped me from my girlfriends in Hollywood when I grew up in the little Beverly Hills schools and universities and schools in Colorado, New York, North Carolina, Texas, and other places where, my mother and father and I traveled when I was little growing up. And all the injuries I've had from these government people, they've never paid me none of the injuries. They've never paid me any of the lawsuits. I've never received nothing. This has been going on for a long, long time. And, in reference to the information, it's very serious. The satellite number is 2631, or 26, number 1, number 22, number 3, number 32, number 16, number 4, number 25, number 29, number 1, and 6. Now, one of those is hitting me in the spinal cord, or maybe in the tailbone, and the ass, and the balls, and the penis, and the chest, and the ribs. They're hitting me here. And I even put the icy hot on my stomach, and put it on my back. The satellite man's still been terrorizing me. I haven't received any monies from any of the governors or mayors. This has been a hostage situation for over 26 fucking years, off and on, but mainly, definitely, it's been like 19 plus years, These people are holding on to property keys to my mother and father's mansions. These people are stealing postal mail. The deeds department has to go after these people. This is just total BS. Everything these people are doing is criminal. They're not friends of mine. I'm not allowed to be friends with these people. There's restraining orders against them, and yet they've tried to murder me, torturing me with satellites. These people have tried to steal my identity. I've called mayors and governors' offices, and these satellite controllers are still violating my anatomy. Excuse me. The satellite men are still violating my anatomy. So, if you're wondering about the situation, these people need to get prosecuted. They've stole sports contracts that I was supposed to have received. They stole, they're messing with my mouth too. They stole all revenues that I was supposed to have received. I haven't received any of the account information. Haven't received any of the lawsuit monies. It's in the trillions of dollars. These people trying to steal my identity. These people trying to steal my mother and father's properties. And these people trying to hold me hostage in their games and their abuses. This has been going on a long time, what they've done. It's documented every day. Everything's copyrighted, too. And people trying to falsify, trying to claim that they thought they were that I was their child. You know, my mother and father's identity is copyrighted. My identity's been copyrighted since I was born. So all these government people trying to play confusion must get prosecuted for copyright infringement. They messed my mouth. And they're lies that these people are doing. What they're going around making up crap. Making up lies, terrorizing me. And in reference to my athletic running speed, it has to be advertised. In reference to how fast I can run. You know, some people might say it might be close to being the fastest in the world. And my bench press, you know, when I got my muscles on and things like that. But, you know, this is all very important. It all has to be advertised. I need it advertised. I need all the information of TV shows, movies, songs I've sang, performances I've been in, and Hollywood celebrity friends and family need to make, you know, YouTube videos, you know, celebrities that, you know, families of celebrities. You know, I'm the only child of my mother and father. And it's documented in the Royal Protocol, but, you know, in reference to friends and celebrity families that are friends of mine, or entertainers, or actors, or singers, or production crews that are friendly with me. And, you know, I own my mother and father's production companies. So in reference to people making up lies, my mother and father produced TV shows that I was in growing up. And everybody in the country has to be told what my biological birth parents' names are. You may not have to know all the names of my family history, such as dating back to all my grandfathers and history of things, but, you know, I'm the only child of my mother and father, and I got to carry all the names. But, you know, in reference to the people knowing, you know, immediate acknowledgments of my birth parents, you know, I was named after my mother and father, too. You know, these people playing this Mark Ray hostage game, there's got to be more court cases against these people. My mother even had court cases against these people faking these birth certificates, trying to call me their child, when my mother had court cases in Indiana and in other cities and states. And my DNA is on record. There's, you know, it's a rare genetic type and purple blood, you know, naturally. And my mother and father was purple blood too. So in reference to people trying to play tricks or people trying to make up lies, every person that has something to say it on YouTube. And go into court so there could be court cases against people's lies. It's immediate. It's very important. And that satellite man hitting me in the tailbone, I've had back injuries before. Why don't you check with with Dr. Chu in California? He might be aware of it. These people have tried to break my back before with a satellite. You know, it's very serious, and I've had other injuries from these people. How many times they've shot at me. How many times they've stolen my postal mail. How many times they intentionally tried to profile me as one of their government criminals or their agents that are trying to steal my identity. I'm not associated with them. Ask them, did they think I had ever been arrested for anything? I've never been arrested, not even one time in my whole entire life. I've never done drugs either. It's illegal to ever try to arrest me. But these government people was torturing me, claiming they were trying to break my royal diplomatic immunity, as they were trying to steal my identity. And then one of their agents was trying to steal my status because their agent was trying to steal my mother and father's estates from me. Check all the information. There's supposed to be a TV station or YouTube videos that show it all the time, where people can see it anytime, any day. And in reference to, you know, my family history, my birth name, you know, where my mother and father's mansions are at, you know, and other things. You know, it's very important. It's supposed to be a website. It's supposed to be YouTube videos. They're either censoring all the YouTube videos that people tried to send to me, or people that are Hollywood celebrities or families that's tried to say, you know, hello to me or whichever. And all the girls that have known me and all the rock groups and musical groups that know me, you know, they need to make some YouTube videos too. You know, it needs to be like a bombarding of, you know, an overwhelming, you know, acknowledgement of numerous videos and friendly races and friendly ethnicities of people. There's got to be, obviously that's the only thing that's going to work. The more publicity, the more publicity, the more information, the more information. My identity's been documented since I was born. All the appropriate information in reference to DNA, fingerprints, and family history, and my mother and father writing, information. My mother and father delivering information to the Treasury when I was a little boy or when I was born, and then, I got injured when I was little, and my father carried me into the Supreme Court because I was all bandaged up, because I had, full body injuries from the government trying to murder me and my mother and father. My father died and he was frozen. My mother died and she was frozen. The government tried to murder him. The government murdered my parents, but then they were frozen. So it's a long story, Maybe they can come back. But anyways, in reference to the situation, people have to make YouTube videos about everything. So the government can't ever cover it up in reference to the bad government. I'm supposed to possibly be on some payroll of some governors and mayors for my protection. And I'm supposed to be on the payroll for the Supreme Court and the Treasury, too, for my protection. And some police stations for my protection. But I've not received any monies from anywhere. At all. And I'm over here in Indianapolis, Indiana. There are all protocols in the media of my identity. And, if people are wondering why I can't be arrested for anything, first of all, I don't do anything. I don't do anything bad or anything like that. If people try to trespass or try to hurt me, they can get arrested and prosecuted. Some people have shot at me before and they need to get prosecuted. If they're clear and present danger, then whatever the necessary force to stop them from hurting me is what is required to stop them from hurting me. Roll protocols in the media forever. Hello, Teamsters, International Teamsters, and hello, England, France, and Italy, and America, and Canada, and other friendly countries. And I'm supposed to be at my mother and father's mansions. It's on record. It's on documents. That my parents had it on record that I was supposed to be at my mother and father's mansions a certain number of days or a certain number of months per year. Like, say, for instance, one of the mansions in one city, I might have to travel to that one for a certain period of time because my mother had it on record for things like that. But, I haven't received anything from anywhere. Not even from the gardeners that work on the properties or even the security guards in the neighborhood. I haven't received any of the information in the postal mail at all. The address here is 315 North Gale. 46201. Of course, there's security in some places, but haven't received anything in the postal mail. Haven't received any of the information from any of the universities either. And in reference to celebrity females, some of them have known me. There's a long history of me being friends with a lot of celebrities, and I was in over 500 TV shows and movies before the age of 10 years old or something like that. Somebody needs to look that up. There's a lot of singers and artists I've performed as, and they just messed with my mouth. And some people are not aware of it being me. Well, somebody needs to tell people. There needs to be YouTube videos. There needs to be a History Channel show that lists all the different characters I've played in movies and productions of my mother and father. And songs that I've sang. And piano acknowledgments or guitar or any musical group I've ever performed in. All that's got to be acknowledged. And supermodeling. Me modeling, me walking the runway, photo shoots, or, photographers that know me. Because these people are trying to steal my identity, these criminals. They're not even my race or religion. Some of these people that are trying to steal everything. They're all faking their identity. They're faking their religions. And they're trying to steal my identity. And that's a violation of copyrights and deeds laws. And there has to be court cases. And people need to get arrested for trying to steal my identity. And the satellite controller is still hitting me in the tailbone right now. They're hitting me in the tailbone back here. And they're hitting me in the groin. So in reference to the information, everybody, it's very important information.